Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Knights of the Dawn podcast. I'm Jessica.
And I'm Megan.
And we are here to finally wrap up. Well, I guess not really wrap up, but to give a little last farewell to the Fablehaven series with a... For now, yes. With a top 10 quotes from both me and Megan. And we are super excited.
Yeah. I guess it's technically deceptive because we each chose like our 10 favorite quotes from the series, and we also allowed ourselves 3 honorable mentions, so at most 26 quotes, but I'm betting that there are a few quotes that we have in common.
There's some overlap, I can almost guarantee.
Yeah. I can guarantee at least one.
I wonder if we should make a poll with the ones that... with, like, the ones that we have overlap, so, like, which would be, like... what we decide then are our favorite quotes, like, between the two of us.
Oh, see,
like,
if everyone else has that favorite
and
quote.
see, like, and then we would just say a poll, like, which do you think is the best quote on YouTube or something like that. I feel like that could be fun. All right, keep your eyes out for that then. Okay, so let's just jump right into it.
Jump right in. All right. Do you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I got this.
Okay, what's your first honorable mention?
All right, my first honorable mention is a little bit unorthodox.
Okay.
But I was reading through parts of book 4.
Okay, wait, sorry. Before we start, what was your approach to choosing the quotes?
That's a good question. So, my approach was mainly, I could picture certain moments in my head that I was like, ooh, I know there's a quote in that scene that I think will really, like, sum up what I love about that scene that I can find. I did that for a few. I also, like, there were a few moments I was like, I remember there being a good quote here, so I'm gonna go, like, read through this section. And then there were also a couple quotes that have just stuck in my head ever since we read them.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I need that in my list.
Nice. I went through, because you typically read, like, physical copies. I, like, listen to it, and then I have, like, my Kindle version that I, like, mark. So I looked through annotations on those first. And then I went to, like, scenes that I liked and was like, I feel like there's a good quote there and stuff. So I kind of did similar, but kind of different. But
I would have killed for annotations.
Yeah.
The past couple of days, I've just been, like, like, trying to, like, piece through in my brain, like, when did this happen? What chapter was that? Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. It was great. I got to reread a lot of my favorite parts, so that's what we're focusing on.
But
okay. Anyways.
So now, what's your first quote?
My first quote is from the book 4 acknowledgements.
Oh.
Yes.
I didn't even think of that as, like...
An option?
An option.
Neither did I. Genuinely, I was in the last scene of book 4 trying to see if there's anything I wanted from there, because it's a good conversation between Kendra and Grandpa about trust and how can we trust people.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, is there anything I want to pull from there? Nothing was really speaking to me, so I was going to move on. But then I hit the next page and I saw the acknowledgements and the first 2 lines, and I was like, I actually kind of want that.
Interesting.
And the first 2 lines of the acknowledgements from Brandon Mull in the book 4, Secrets of the Dragon Sanctuary.
Yep.
Yes!
Jessica struggles with the title sometimes.
This is not news to anybody. Alright, this should not be news.
Okay, what's the quote?
But the quote is, an unread book does nobody any good. Stories happen in the mind of a reader, not among symbols printed on a page.
Wow.
Right?
That was really profound.
Right?
Just in the acknowledgements?
It's the first 2 lines of the book 4 acknowledgements.
Wow.
I was about to close the book and move on, and I just saw that, and I was like, I need that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
An unread book does nobody any good. And so it was just his way of, like, thanking the readers, because to him, he's just giving us the tools that we need to make the stories in our own minds. And we are the makers of the art. He was just the provider of the canvas. And it was just a really cool little thing to see how he perceives us, even though we might not perceive him in the same way. But I just really, really liked that. And so I think it was a good one to open with.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I would have never thought to look at the acknowledgements, so I love that.
Neither would I.
Unique.
I thank my finger for tapping on accident.
Yeah. All right.
What's your first honorable mention?
My first honorable mention, and I'm just going to say, these quotes are not I did not like specifically take a quote from each book. I think you might have, Jessica, or you tried to.
I tried to spread it, not necessarily evenly, but enough that there was at least one or two from each book.
Yeah. I don't think I have any from book 2, but this first one is from book 1, so...
Okay, then I can guarantee that my one from book 2 is going to make you be, dang it, I should have done that one.
Well, there were some I was looking at, but anyway, we are talking about.
Anyways, continue.
Okay, so my first one, I'm just saying that my quotes, some of them are heavily probably toward other books, but this first one... I
wonder which one.
I wonder. Okay. My first one is from Grandma Sorensen in book 1, chapter 16. And it's when they're about to go into the Forgotten Chapel. And she says, "Let's get this over with as soon as we can. Evil likes darkness." "Why is that?" Seth asked. Grandma thought about the question a moment before answering. "Because evil likes to hide." I thought that was a really good quote from Grandma.
Yeah, that low-key slapped.
I was like, dang. That a lot of mine, there's some like themes that I'll talk about that like just catch my eye, but I loved that. Just like it's just like the first book before they're about to like go like face Muriel for the first time and bam it in the Forgotten Chapel. I just was like, ooh, evil likes darkness because evil likes to hide.
Ooh.
I thought that was such a good quote.
Great teaching moment as well, like to these two kids who are just
still and it applies so hard to like the Society of the Evening Star. You know, we've talked about this like Knights of the Dawn, Light, Society of the Evening Star, darkness. But I was just, such a good quote.
That was phenomenal. Good pick. Good poll. I'm surprised that didn't make your list. Honestly, that was a good one.
It was a good one.
Oh man. All right. My next one was from book 2, chapter 18, and it is Seth. Okay. This is Seth confronting the Revenant. I did look at this scene, and I was like, maybe. I wanted one or two, because I was noticing that as I was going through it, a lot of my quotes were coming from, like the authoritative figures. Like, Grandpa, Grandma, Warren, the greatest adventure of all time, but like those kinds of figures. But then I noticed that like I wanted to get one or two at least from Seth and Kendra, and one from Seth and one from Kendra both ended up in my runner-ups, honorable mentions, and the one from Seth is in book 2, chapter 18. "Potion or no potion, magical fear or no magical fear, he wasn't going to succumb, not this time."
Oh, that's fantastic.
I just loved it.
That's really good.
Like, I was rereading that scene, and there were a few quotes that I could have pulled from there that really encapsulate, like, how determined Seth was to not fail at this point. And it really just, like, it brought to mind, like, that moment where, like, Growlithe is talking about how Seth surprised him because the potion was gone. It was just him and everybody else, seasoned adventurers, Warren, Tanu, Vanessa, all of them had failed trying to get past the Revenant. Coulter, all of them failed. But this 12-year-old kid with a pair of pliers and a heart made of, like, gold and courage incarnate managed to do it because he was refusing to back down that time.
I love that.
I don't care if it works. I'm going to clear the way for my sister, and we're going to get this done. Boom.
That's fantastic.
I loved it. So yes, that is my second honorary mention.
All right. My second honorary mention, I could have gone with like all serious quotes. But this one is one of my favorites, and I almost put it in the top 10, but I was like, you know what? I'll put it in honorable mentions. And it's a funny quote. And it's kind of two sections like put together because they're like the same thing. It's Warren and Seth in Secrets of the Dragon Sanctuary. And you probably know where I'm going with this.
I have my suspicions.
"Sharp antlers," Warren gasped. Not a very impressive way to go. Stabbed by a deer. Don't put that on my tombstone. Blame the dragon. And then, so that was like the first part. And then like a page over again, Warren and Tanu are talking. Tanu shrugged. "I have a little headache. My pride took the biggest hit. Your pride, Warren griped, his speech slurred. I was vanquished by a deer. A giant magical flying deer with fangs, Seth said, parroting... Wait, oh yeah, sorry. A giant magical flying deer with fangs, Seth said, parroting the description Gavin had given earlier. That sounds a little better, Warren conceded. Seth is in charge of my tombstone. I think that's one of the funniest things.
And
so I had to include it.
I thank you for including it. You could probably tell how much I loved it by the fact that I started laughing the second the second word came out of your mouth.
I knew you would knew what I was talking about.
Oh, that's great. All right, well, anything more to say with that one?
I think it speaks for itself.
You're not wrong.
I love that one so much.
All right, well, mine's kind of lame compared to that one. My third one is, like I was saying, it's that Kendra showcase from book 2 as well, actually. This is while they are in the vault, they are in the inverted tower, they are trying to get to the artifact, and they are facing the final guardian. I think they've gone through 8 of the cat's 9 lives, maybe 7 of them. Mm-hmm. And Warren is down for the count. He turned down the easy out of the gaseous potion, even though he's currently poisoned, bleeding, and dying. Dive bombed off of the catwalk with his gravity rod and stabbed the cat before collapsing. And Kendra, without hesitation, that was my added here, but this is the quote. Kendra grabbed the bottle from Vanessa and dove off the catwalk. She kept full gravity, and an incredible rush of wind washed over her as she plummeted downward. She whipped the rod around, and her fall began to slow, and then she brought the rod level, coming to a perfect stop beside Warren. And this isn't probably a quote that most people would think of, but I was just looking at this entire scene. Like, Kendra is... In my brain, she was always very much an observer in this point, because, like, she was watching Vanessa, Errol, and Warren try to take care of the cat, and she was just really trying to stay out of their way. But the second she saw the way that she could help, she just dove... Like, she just jumped into a free fall, basically.
Yeah.
And she had just barely learned how to use these gravity rods, and she was able to control it perfectly because why? Because someone needed her, and she needed to show up. And so she did. So.
I love that.
Those were just... I put those two in the honorable mentions because, I don't know, like, they just show Kendra and Seth at their finest. Seth pushing forward with enough perseverance to stop a war, and Kendra doing what needs to get done for no other reason than she needs to do it.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
All right. And on to your third?
Okay. My third, it's a very small moment, but I love it so much. It's from book 5, chapter 7, Doomsday Capsule, and it's Patton. And it is... He switched his gaze to Warren. I would not be surprised to learn that many of you surpass my accomplishments. And I just love that so much. I just love that he just, like, looks at Warren, and he's just, like, proud great-granduncle there. Great-great-granduncle or whatever. And I just love it so much.
Go do me proud. Do me proud.
Basically.
No, yeah, you're right. That's a good one. That's a very, very good one. All right. So, how we did the top 10, at least that's how I did, and I told you I was going to do this. I assume you did the same, where... I did my best.
I cannot possibly rank these 1 through 10. So what I did is I split them into top 5 and, like, bottom 5 of top 10. So they're, like, grouped in groups of 5. So.
Yes.
So what's your first one that you want to read?
I'm going to go with somewhat iconic, something that has followed us since book 1, and I have ensured made its way into every single episode that we've recorded for the past 30, it's been 33 episodes at this point?
Yeah, this is 33rd.
This is the 33. And it wouldn't be right to not include it here. It is from book 1, chapter 5, Drink the Milk.
Iconic. It's like, you just can't... Like, that is Fablehaven
it's
right
what
there.
started the entire thing.
I love that.
And it was my thing throughout the entire series. always finish the episode saying, "Drink the milk."
Yep.
And as it occurred to me, I was like, I gotta put it in there. It's gotta be on my list. And what better way to start the top 10 than to start with what began it all?
Man, I like the way the way you chose quotes is different from me. I wasn't thinking like. I was just thinking bangers that people said and then some funny quotes and stuff. But you
Rest assured, I have several of those.
I like the way you're doing it. I kind of wish I'd done it slightly differently. But, that's just how different our brains are,
Mm-hmm. And honestly, that makes it better that we get like a wider
it's a little more variety, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
True. All right. So, my next quote is also from Book 5. Mm-hmm. Shocker, I have a lot from Book 5. And it's from Bracken, but it's not the one you think.
Is the one I think of also on there?
Well, I had to.
As you were, continue.
Okay. So it's when Bracken and Kendra are talking to the Fairy Queen at Shoreless Isle. Mm-hmm. And they're trying to, convince her to, put all her eggs in one basket and, face the demons with them. Mm-hmm. And Bracken says, "There is no point in deluding ourselves otherwise. But even without winning the battle, we might earn a chance to win the war. Hours of crisis often call for sacrifice. In matters of consequence, when have doubt and fear given the best advice? Mm-hmm. Why not heed faith, courage, duty, and honor? Kendra has, her friends have, and without reason for hope."
Oof. Love that.
I just love that. Bracken is... pleading with his mother, the Fairy Queen, and why not give it our best try, even if there is a small a quote from Lord of the Rings comes to mind.
Please
It's from Gimli in Return of the King, and he says something along the lines of, "A large chance of failure, small chance of success. What are we waiting for?" But I just love this part from Bracken where he's these mortals have given it their all and they have still not lost all hope. So what right do we have to give up? And I just love that so much.
I love that as well. I love that immensely. And it really just leans into the entire theme of the series. It's all of these people, there's almost always in every single one of these books a moment where everything seems lost.
Yes.
Irrevocably, without possibility of recovery, it feels like we're screwed. Mm-hmm. Book 1, Midsummer, they all go to the Forgotten Chapel and only Kendra gets away.
Only Kendra, yeah.
Book 2, I would probably say it's the moment when Vanessa betrays everything, and at that point I'm pretty sure Seth is presumed to still be dead, and Kendra again is all alone.
And Kendra is all alone.
Wow, this is a very recurring theme. Book 3, Seth has to leave behind everyone and try to get to the chronometer.
Yeah.
Before Patton shows up.
Patton shows up.
Once Patton shows up, you feel pretty good. But before Patton shows up, you're like, "Ooh, man, everybody's gone except for him and Kendra," which is bad.
Book 4 is after they leave the Dragon Temple when Gavin
I was going to say the same
them.
thing, the Gavin betrayal.
And then this is the point in Book 5.
Yeah.
One of them, because there's a few.
Book 5, I feel like the first...
When all the Eternals die.
Yeah.
When they get captured at Obsidian Waste.
Coulter's death.
There's a lot of hard hitters in Book 5.
Yeah, for me personally, it's Coulter's death when the society has all 5
the artifacts, yeah.
And as far as they know, Seth is the only one free.
Yeah. But I just love this line of, "When have doubt and fear given the best advice?"
Yes, that's good.
It's just such a good quote. And it really it's so perfect for Bracken's character because he's an immortal who spent time amongst mortals and he really understands them so well.
Yeah.
And he's why not be more like the mortals in this point?
Yes.
Because they're showing the best examples. Other than, I don't know.
That makes me think of Silver Chair of the Narnia Chronicles. How's it go? I'm gonna live like a Narnia.
Even if there's no Narnia.
Even if there's, I'm on Aslan's side, even if there is no Aslan to lead it. I'm gonna choose hope, even if there is no hope to be found. So
That is one of the best quotes from Narnia.
I love that.
All right. What is your number 9?
I'm
Even though
gonna-
we're not ranked, but like
Yes.
it's easy to keep track.
I'm going to go with, let's see. All right, I'm going to go with Seth, Book 4, Chapter 15.
Okay.
This is about midway through the book. They've gone through the whole Kendra being presumed dead, and Seth had some major development there. And what we're left with is a Seth who is ready to do pretty much anything. But not everybody is recognizing the growth and change yet. But we get this gem of a line while Kendra and Seth are talking in the attic right after Seth manages to get the unicorn horn. Kendra asks, why do you want to go when it's like, because at this point her brain is thinking he just wants to see the cool dragons.
Yeah.
And he responds with, would I love to see dragons? Sure, who wouldn't? Besides you, I mean. The more important reason, though, is simple. We have to stop the Sphinx or we're all doomed, and I know I can help do it.
That's such a good part.
Seth is just like, it's not about I'm on a preserve and there's cool stuff happening anymore. It's about the fact that I can help. They've crossed too many lines, and I'm going to make them pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's no longer blindly, naively running into things without considering the consequences of his actions.
Yeah.
He's considering, and like, Grandpa acknowledges it at the end of the book. He's like, you took risks, but they were well-reasoned, well-defended, and they made sense. And that is why eventually that Grandpa lets him into the Knights of the Dawn. It's not because he's been pestering, and he eventually wears him down. It's because he has proven his worth, his capabilities, and his maturity to the point where he is now a major asset that cannot be left behind. And I love that.
I love that.
So yes. Passing it along to you.
All right. So my number 9, my next one, is also book 5. It's also just what's on my reread book 5 most recently. So, it's a short one from Warren in chapter 18 when they're fleeing Living Mirage. And it's really short, and he just says, "Luck has a way of evaporating when you lean on it." And I think that's very wise.
Very.
Especially, it's the kind of thing a seasoned adventurer would say. And I think it's also pretty profound of just like, you know, don't count on just luck to get you through, especially when your life, other people's lives, and the whole world is on the line. I love that.
No, I agree. I would agree completely.
All right.
A lot.
That was a quick one. What's your next one? Number 8.
All right. Sorry, I was just in the process of adding another one because I thought of it, and so I'm going to replace one of them on my list.
Nice.
Which means I'm going to say... Which hurts me a little bit because I'm skipping one with good Seth development, but I like this one a lot, and especially because we talked about it a lot during book 5. Mm-hmm. This is book 5. Let me double check the chapter. Chapter 20. This is after the escape from Living Mirage. Kendra, Bracken, and Raxus are at Rune's fortress trying to save him, and Raxus is doing reconnaissance while Bracken and Seth.
Bracken and Kendra?
Them, yes, that duo. While Bracken and Kendra have a conversation, and Kendra asks about his incarceration, like what that was like, and one of the lines that I think even just applied to a lot throughout the rest of the book, and we referenced it a lot after this point, was, any creature hates a cage, Bracken said, and any creature can cope if he tries. I just really liked that.
I like that.
Like, it really leaned to one of, I think, the biggest themes that we pulled from this book was, like, immortality and, like, coping with trials.
Uh-huh.
Like, Bracken went through a terrible, probably, like, absolutely agonizing experience. Feel free to read about my interpretation of it in my fan fiction that I recently released. And it was probably like a terrible, genuinely horrible experience for him as a unicorn who loves wide open, solitary spaces where he's able to roam freely and unchecked. But being put in a cage, he did not react the same way that, for example, someone like Mark did, who was forced to continue living for years and years and years, but eventually came to hate his circumstances and completely like lose sight of what he did them for, what he put himself in the situation for. Whereas Bracken never did. And so, I just really like that line. Any creature hates a cage, and any creature can cope if he tries.
I like that.
So,
all
yes.
right.
Yep.
So, my next one comes from book 3, chapter 17. And it's Grandpa Sorensen. And it's when they're kind of discussing good versus evil, light versus dark, and the nature of, like, the magical creatures.
I was looking through this and I almost pulled something, so I'm glad you did.
Okay. So, the quote is, Grandpa held up a finger. I don't view most magical creatures as good or evil. What they are largely governs how they act. In order to be good, you must recognize the difference between right and wrong and strive to choose the right. To be truly evil, you must do the contrary. Being good or evil is a choice.
Love that.
I think that's just a banger line. And it's so, like, profound with, like, life, too, obviously. You know, like, what your actions determine who you are. And this is something that comes up a lot for Seth as he, like, reconciles his, like, powers as a shadow charmer of, like, being dark but not evil, and how he has to, and, like, Grandpa helps him remind him that, like, what you're choosing makes you good or evil. You have that, don't you?
My next quote?
No way!
Book 4.
Your next one? I almost did that quote.
Book 4, Chapter 10. Following their foray into the...
This is the perfect segue.
Exactly, Hall of Dread. Seth was hearing voices, and he was getting really freaked out by it, and so is everybody else, frankly, and he confides in Grandpa in this conversation afterwards, saying, what if being able to do these things makes me evil? And Grandpa's follow-up was, recognizing dark elements imperceptible to others does not make you evil, Grandpa said firmly. Neither does having courage. We all possess different gifts and abilities. How we use those gifts determines who we are.
I literally almost had that one, and then I chose this other one from Grandpa from book 3, so I'm glad I did.
Phenomenal.
Because I was like, these are very similar quotes. I'm going to go with this one.
I was reading that exact same
so
section.
Glad I did.
Tempted to take that same quote too.
Well, I'm glad we chose the different quotes.
We're so good. We're just so good.
Oof. You know, we've avoided having the same ones so far. So that's pretty good. Yeah, I'm surprised. Well, that's great.
This is amazing.
So that was your number 7.
All right, yeah, but for the same reasons.
Yeah.
It was just like Seth like going through a very very similar thing to Harry Potter in this moment. Like we had that conversation maybe it happens in the books too. I haven't read the Harry Potter books in a while, but in movie 5, between Sirius and Harry, he's like, what if I'm becoming like Voldemort? What if me being connected to him in this way is turning me evil, making me dark? Mm-hmm. And Sirius has that wonderful quote, we all have good dark and light inside of us. What matters though is what we choose to act on. That's who we really are. And this is really just another way of saying that, but it's a very important point. I'd say, like, what you are, what you can do does not define who you are.
Yeah.
It's what you choose to do, who you choose to be. That's what has much higher purchase on the kind of a person that you are than some traits or personality quirks that you have. You are loved, don't forget it.
Amen. I love that. I love that we both had those quotes, like the similar quotes, and chose them. Anyway, it's great.
It's perfection. It was just perfection.
That's fantastic. All right.
And it was just so funny. Like, you looked up, because I started raising my hand.
Jessica started raising her hand, and I was like, Oh, she has that Seth quote from book 4.
You were talking about it specifically.
I was talking about
you
it,
were
yeah.
alluding to it. I was like, can I just...
Like, because it connects.
Can I just say it?
I was like, oh, you have that one.
Oh,
okay.
That was perfection. All right, what is your number 7?
My number 7 is another funny one. From book 5. It is chapter 8 with Seth and Bracken. And it's the little interview test thing that Bracken and Seth do. And he says, tell me your name. Seth Sorensen. Tell me a lie. The food here's terrific. Bracken grinned. Tell me something true. Centaurs are jerks. I freaking love that line, so I just had to include it.
You know what's funny? While doing my research for this, I was reading the, actually, while looking for the scene that Megan just referenced in her previous quote about Grandpa's reading, I was looking through that scene, where Seth's walking through the pond, and he talks to Newell and Doran, and he's like, hey, I want to meet a centaur. And Newell and Doran are like, why? Centaurs are jerks. Seth goes, talks to the centaurs, walks away, and in his mind, he says the words, Newell was right. Centaurs are jerks. That's just the way that's, pervaded the entire series now. It's just
it's the
phenomenal.
best thing ever.
All right.
What's the last of your first set of 5?
My first set of 5. Let's make sure I'm not looking at the wrong one. Okay, yes. All right, so this is book 1, chapter 17, Kendra.
Okay.
So this is end of the book. It is that point that we were talking about earlier, the all hope is lost moment. Everybody's been captured except for her. She is running back to the main house, hoping for some miracle. And she diverts to the Fairy Queen's pond, the shrine. And at this moment, she is in the boathouse. She's gotten the key from the Naiads. She's in the boathouse, and she's looking to, which boat to do. And she's looking at this really difficult task that she knows faces her. First, getting into a boat, traversing the pond, and then getting out into an island that, more likely than not, will probably kill her, and then trying to secure assistance from a mythical being that she cannot even comprehend. So, her average Tuesday by the end of the series. But it's like an insurmountable task at this point, and she's completely overwhelmed. And I actually really like the scene that it comes right before this, where she talks about a moment where she tried jumping off a high dive at a pool. And I actually totally forgot about this until I was rereading this scene.
Oh, yeah.
But she, talks about this memory she has where she told her mom that she really, really wanted to jump off the high dive at the community pool. And even though her mom warned her that it was higher than it looked, she was adamant about going on the dive. She got in line, climbed to the top, went to the edge, and she was so confident until she got to that moment where she could look down, see the water all the way down below. And at that point, she realized she wasn't going to jump. And so she just turned around, walked back down, and just avoided the gaze of anybody who was also standing in line or who would have seen her up there. And this paragraph comes right after it. Once again, she was standing on the brink of something frightening. But this was different. Jumping off a high dive or riding a roller coaster, those were all voluntary thrills. There was no fatal consequence to avoiding the risk. In her current situation, her family would die if she failed to act. She had to stand by her previous decision and carry out her plan, regardless of the consequences. This is, I feel like, the first time that we really see, Kendra's character coming through in, full color, where she is put between a rock and a hard place, and she chooses to push back, because that is her only option, and she's not going to back down without a fight. And, previous to this, we've seen her as very timid, very, risk avoiding. Even, she would talk about her home life. She didn't have a lot of friends. She would always take the safe road, until this point where she says, no, my friends need me, my family needs me, I'm going to take this risk because I know I have to. I'm not going to shy away this time.
I love that scene so much. That's fantastic.
So yeah.
It's because it's an iconic part where it's Kendra's, like you were saying, it's her first time that she chooses to not back down, in the first of many times at the books, but it's just like, just her bravery and her determinedness to save her family is so awesome. And it's just part of what makes these books so fantastic. Yeah. So I love that you included that.
Yeah. And it's also funny, like, later on in this scene, or in this chapter, after she gets the bowl and she convinces the Fairy Queen to help her, like, she runs into Mendigo, and, like, even just this risk that she has taken, now talking to the Fairy Queen, now, like, emboldens her to do other things. She grabs Mendigo's arms and throws them into the pond, leading to him getting sucked below by the Naiads, and she's like, well, at least her first bit of mischief was well deserved, or
yeah.
I don't know the exact wording, but she's like, it's almost like she's like, I can see why Seth likes this so much.
This can get addicting.
So apparently the adrenaline junkie bloodline is alive and well.
She's still a Burgess.
She is indeed. Yes.
All right.
And your final?
My final of the first set of 5 comes from maybe a more unique character than you might expect.
Please tell me.
It's from book 5, chapter 23, and it's from the conversation between Seth and Morrisant. So it's from Morrisant.
Cleverly intrigued.
Seth is asking kind of, why is he still here? Why is he still around? And Morrisant says, best answer, I am here because of hubris. Hubris? Seth asked.
That weird stuff that you put on sandwiches? I know I've made that joke before, but it's still funny.
Yeah. Hubris? That unhealthy variety of pride which leads a man to destroy himself. You see, sometimes when a person gains too much power, he believes he is above the rules that apply to others. I thought that was so interesting because Morrisant is such an interesting character that we get so little from before he wants to die, before he, expires. And he's so interesting because he was the chief creator of Zizix.
Yeah.
And he was well known to Agate and to Bracken and to all of these, like, big, powerful people on the light side, but his hubris and his want for power and for more pushed him too far and made him do bad things and become dark. And then only over time did he, with his last act, really give Vasilis to Seth and do right in the end. And I just think he's such an interesting character.
Yeah.
And I don't know, he's just such an interesting perspective of being so old and having done both good and bad things.
Yeah, seeing him at the end of his entire character arc, that honestly would be awesome to see overall. I wouldn't mind a prequel series. So many prequel series to fail.
There's
honestly.
a lot you could do.
There's so many options.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I really, really like that. Like, just seeing him at the end of his journey, trying to impart some final wisdom to Seth, who's really still just beginning his. There's a reason the mentor-mentee trope is alive and strong in pretty much every form of media.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just so interesting to, like, the elderly, the wizened are some of our most untapped sources of potential and understanding. So, be nice to your elders. But yes, all right.
So, what is the first quote in your top 5?
All right. I'm going to go with...
You gonna go with the obvious one, or?
I thought about it. I don't think I included the one that you think I did on here.
Really?
I think we covered it enough to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm gonna throw some different ones in here.
That's fair.
But no shame on you. No hate for you putting it on there. I love yours.
Mm.
Which is why I didn't include that one. Because, yeah, I did really want some meaningful ones. But I did also... You know what? I'm going to include my joking one right now.
Okay.
You know? And... Yep. Okay, so... It's the moment. It's my favorite prank in almost all literature, honestly.
I know which one you're talking about.
You know, I'm just going to read the entire thing, because I can. And you can't stop. Alright, open the Libby. Please open. Faster, faster.
Oh, man.
Alright, so... The SUV passed through the gate to Fablehaven and pulled to a stop in front of the house. Grandpa, Grandma, Dale, and Coulter came out to greet them. Seth jumped out of the SUV in a hurry, producing a white horn to wave at them. By telephone, Talano had explained how Seth had stowed away and how he had helped win the day at Wormroost. I brought it back, Seth said, rushing towards them. Reaching the cement walkway to the house, he tossed the horn into the air and caught it. When he tossed it a second time, he fumbled the catch. The horn fell and shattered against the cement. Everyone froze. Seth looked stricken. Coulter paled. Grandpa scowled. Tiny white shards littered the walkway. Kendra found herself choking on laughter. The look on Grandma's face was priceless, but it was unfair to prolong the prank. Kendra got out of the SUV. I have the real horn, Kendra said, producing the unicorn horn. Seth was cracking up. The others looked relieved. There was a glass unicorn head in an airport souvenir shop, Seth giggled. The horn was just the right size. We bought the head and broke it off. So worth it. For a young man on thin ice, Grandma said, you sure enjoy stomping around.
Oh my gosh.
It just doesn't
classic.
get, for me, it doesn't get better than that.
It's just so perfect.
And it's a very needed moment at the end of, like, at the end of, like, all of this, like, betrayal, backstabbing, kidnapping.
Right before Grandpa tells them that their parents were kidnapped by the society.
And Grandpa even smiles and says, he came forward and hugged Seth. After all you've been through, I'm glad you can still laugh. Which, I mean, is really needed considering how we saw Seth at the very beginning of this book.
Yeah.
Where he was, like, crushed and, like, unwilling to joke around or prank or anything really because of what had happened with Kendra.
Yeah.
And just seeing, like, this side of him still being able to come out even after all of the trauma that's happened, it was needed. It was very badly needed.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And it also reminds me of that short, which is probably one of my favorite shorts that we've made. Oh, yes. Good times. All right. You're number one of your first five.
All right.
Or your number five.
My first one. Remember, these aren't ranked.
Yes.
Maybe I should just do the obvious one right now.
It's up to you.
I'll start with it. So, if you haven't listened to the other episodes, this is obvious because I've said multiple times that this is like my favorite quote from Fablehaven series. So I'll just start with it, you know?
Just hit me. I want to bask in the sound
All
of
right.
Bracken's
So
speech.
this is Bracken's speech from book 5, right before the demon prison opens. For ages, Bracken went on, you Astrids served as the honor guard for my family. This regiment had a name. Would any of our human companions care to guess what they were called? Nobody answered. The Knights of the Dawn, Bracken said. The same name taken by the Brotherhood that stands in opposition to the Society of the Evening Star. I believe this name is no accident. I believe this name makes reference to this moment. No star can abide the light of the dawn, nor has evil ever loved light. After their long incarceration in darkness, let our enemies come against us with the sunrise at our backs.
I wish I could have, like, pulled up some, like, epic music. Some of the music that usually, like, accompanies Captain America when he's making one of his big speeches.
Look at those.
Right? No, yeah, exactly. That's exactly the part I was thinking about. From Endgame. Yes. Precisely. But I'm just like, oh man, I was just like, I had my eyes closed just now and I was just listening to it and I was like, oh, yes.
I thought about not including it and I was like, I've always said that this is like my favorite quote. How can I not?
How can you not? Especially because, like, it's more than just like, oh man, this is a cool moment. It's so profound.
It's so profound.
It ties together so many of the themes.
And it's the name of our podcast. Like, I love it so much. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, no, that's a good one. I honestly thought about putting it on there. If I wasn't absolutely positive that you were going to include it, I probably would have included it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, what's your next one?
I'm going to go with... Man, I would once again now kill for some backup music right now because we talked about this one a bit, but this is a Patton Burgess.
I think I know which one it is.
Book 5, Chapter 15.
Yep.
And this one has a lot of layers that I want to lead into. It's really Patton's entire message that he leaves for Seth. Mm-hmm. Because after Coulter's death, Seth is at rock bottom. He feels like everything is his fault. He knows he messed up, and he's just feeling absolutely crushed. And he has no idea what to do. And the only hope he has is maybe, that Patton left him something to help him out. And so he goes to the old manor. He opens the bottle and manages to, and starts the lesson from the message from Patton. Sorry, hang on, looking for the highlighted sections. Got it. And the part I said for this one was, okay, I'm going to start with, okay, I actually did split this into 2 different quotes, so I'm going to start with the shorter one.
Okay.
And it's, the gaseous Patton gave a little smile. Your family is trapped. Your enemies are on the move. The world is on the brink of destruction. I suggest that you save it.
I knew you were going to do that one.
It's so good! It's just so good. Sorry for any headphone users just now. But I love it so much. Mm-hmm. I read that line, and I see Seth's head raising with just, like, a spark of determination and hope. I see so Bracken, like, go get him, kid. It's just so good.
Yeah.
Ugh. If that's not in the trailer when they release this movie, I will riot. Angel Studios, don't disappoint me.
That's quite a ways away, book 5, but yeah.
They have time to prepare and make it as epic as I need. Because it's just that moment where Seth is just looking for any hope, and Patton is just
he's in the deepest, darkest place that he's ever been.
And Patton just reaches down and just says, "Hey kid, let's go save the world."
Yeah.
Ugh.
There were multiple parts of that speech, of that like talk from Patton, that I was so close to including. Like, it's so good.
I've got the other, like, I wanted to include the epic part. I also included the comforting part, so don't worry, I've got that on lockdown.
Perfect.
But I had to include that part. It's just so good. Makes me want to go go to war. I want a lightsaber.
I'm a man.
Yeah. That's just the vibes it always gives for me.
That's great.
Like, let's just go. Let's just do it. But yes.
All right.
You're number 4?
All right. My next one is from book 3, and it's Seth. It's book 3, chapter 13. It's when Seth is thinking to himself, trying to decide if he's gonna go visit Grawless.
Ooh.
And he's thinking to himself, and it's, stupidity was when you took risks for no good reason. Courage was when you took a calculated risk in order to accomplish something important. And I just love this because the first 2 books, Seth takes, definitely the first book, Seth takes some risks that are very reckless, very stupid, and have no real point to them. Mm-hmm. The second book, he gets a little bit better at it with the Revenant.
Yeah. But there are still some moments.
But there are still some dumb ones. The third book, it's starting to click. Mm-hmm. And that's where this quote comes in. He's like, okay, now I'm starting to understand the difference. And that there is a difference.
Yes.
So I just love that quote from him so much.
I love that little thing he put in there, like that he's learning that there is a difference. Because previous to this point, yes,
there wasn't.
Everybody else sees that there's a difference, but to him, he's being brave, 100%. Yeah. He's not being stupid, he's being brave. And now he's like, maybe not.
Yeah.
Alright. And
alright, what's your third?
I'm gonna go with just to link it together, the other Patton part. So it starts with, so this is all from that same chapter, Message in a Bottle, in book 5. So that is chapter 15. And this is the beginning of the message. So Coulter explained to Patton what was happening. They were able to reason out what was going on, and Patton is pretty dang sure he knows how Seth feels, and he explains it pretty much to a T. And this is how he decides to comfort Seth. He says, "Seth, against all odds, I've lived a longer life than most men. And like any thinking man, I've tried to figure out the meaning of my existence. Closest I've ever come is deciding that the purpose of life must be to learn to make wise choices. I believe that, and I try to live by it. In my opinion, good choices are not always safe choices. Many worthy choices involve risk. Some require courage. He goes through talking about Seth's decision to heal Growlithe, which has led to disaster, and he comforts him saying, I would have made many of those similar choices. I understand what you did, and it's okay. He says, Coulter would have understood. I understand. It's okay. And then he says this. Making mistakes is part of learning to choose well. No way around it. Choices are thrust upon us, and we don't always get things right. Even postponing or avoiding a decision can become a choice that carries heavy consequences. Mistakes can be painful. Sometimes they cause irrevocable harm, but welcome to Earth. Poor choices are part of growing up and part of life. You will make bad choices, and you will be affected by the poor choices of others. We must rise above such things. He talks about, like there are also some upsides to what you just did. This is going to shake things up for the Sphinx. We may be able to make something out of this. And then he finishes with this bit. I knew you for only a short while, Seth, but I was impressed. You are my kind of person. And when guys like us make mistakes, we clean up the mess. It will not be easy. It may not even be possible. But I'm going to make some suggestions of what I would do, and do with it what you will. And then he says your family is trapped, your enemies are on the move, the world's on the brink of destruction. I suggest you go save it.
What option is there but to save it?
What option is there? And I love it so much.
It's so good. I'm so glad you included all that, because I was like so close, and I was like, I have a lot of quotes about choices, and I feel like I need other quotes. So
allow me to take this one off of your hands. That. I got you.
Just that whole discussion of Patton talking about like choices and like right or wrong choices, what to do when your back up is against a wall. Like, it's so fantastic. Mm-hmm. And it's exactly what Seth needed to hear from the exact person he needed to hear from. And it's so good.
When guys like us make a mess, we clean it up. And that's what it comes down to for Seth. This is my fault. I did this. Does he carry some probably undue guilt for this? Yes, he was tricked. He was deceived. It is not entirely his fault. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, he takes it as his responsibility to fix it, and he gets it done. He walks up to Growlithe at the end, and I almost included this quote as well. And he says, I healed you, and you screwed me over, so I'm here to unheal you.
I almost included that one, too.
I'm glad we can give it a little extra honorary mention here.
Yeah.
But it really is just a continuation of this. Like, I made the mess, I'm here to clean it up. Because that's what Patton taught me, and that's what I've learned.
That's what Burgesses and Sorensens do.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
It's great.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Okay. So, my third one in this group of 5 is also from book 3, and it's a little conversation between Seth and Kendra and Grandma.
Okay.
And it's... You don't need to act shy about your new love of reading. Kendra continued. Yeah, it's a funny one.
Oh, please continue. Please continue.
Okay. You need to act shy about your new love of reading, Kendra continued. You know what? I could get you a library card. Then you could add some variety to all those boring old... It was an emergency, Seth blurted. Read my lips. Emergency reading. Not some demented idea of fun. If I were starving, I would eat asparagus. If someone held a gun to my head, I would watch a soap opera. And to save Fablehaven, I would read a book. Okay, are you happy? You have to be... You had best be careful, Seth, Grandma said. The love of reading can be very contagious. I just lost my appetite, he declared, rising from the table and storming out of the room.
No, keep going.
You rest up! Hold on!
No, you can't end it there!
Well, okay, just a second. Where is it? Just a sec. Okay. Kendra shared a laugh with Grandma. Grandpa came into the kitchen, glancing over his shoulder in the direction that Seth had departed. What's eating him? Kendra accused him of voluntarily reading, Grandma said gravely. Grandpa raised his eyebrows. Should I telephone the authorities? Grandma shook her head. I'll not have my grandson subjected to humiliation of his reading habit becoming public. We have to cope with this disgrace discreetly. Okay, that's it. Oh, no, there is one more.
Okay,
I have an idea, Grandpa, Kendra announced. Board up the windows so the paparazzi won't catch him in the act. Okay, that's it.
I forgot about that one.
I love that part so much.
I'm so ashamed
From, like,
myself.
one of my favorite chapters. I just had to include that. It's so iconic. It's so funny.
Absolutely.
I just love how Seth is like, read my lips. Emergency reading. If I had to, I would eat asparagus. If someone held a gun to my head, I would watch a soap opera. And to save Fablehaven, I would read a book, okay? Are you happy? It's so funny.
It's the way they all gang up
The way
on
they all
him.
gang up on him. It's so great.
And the way that Grandpa jumps right on without any
They're all just
question.
like, all right, let's just tease Seth right now.
Oh, dude. Don't dish it out if you can't take it.
Oh, I love it so much.
Oh, my cheeks hurt.
I'm so glad I included that one.
I was just grinning ear to ear the entire time you were
I
talking.
was gonna say this is a funny one, but I was like, no, I want to see what Jessica, how she reacts, and I just start reading this one, and you know exactly which one I'm talking about.
Oh, that was splendid. Oh my gosh. Because that comes, correct me if I'm wrong, it's right after they get back from Lost Mesa, right?
Yeah, it's
And-
the beginning of Brownie Sunday.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And, like, Seth was caught reading stuff about Kurosaki.
Yeah, he was reading the old journals
Yes.
from Patton.
Okay. Oh, a horrendous thing, truly. All right.
All right.
2 more, right?
Yeah.
All right. I've decided. Okay, this one I did just rank one above the other, so this one is, I'll say my number 2 of these 2 quotes. But,
Okay.
All right. This is book 2, chapter 6. All right. This is.
I think I know which one this is.
I think you do, and
Because I didn't include it because I was like,
know.
she's gonna include this one. So.
I know one person is going to be so happy that
Whoa!
I included this.
Oh, this is awesome. Okay. go
This
ahead.
one's for you. You know who you are. We should just call you the Justice for Dale person. This is Dale talking.
Yes.
In book 2, they had just been introduced to Warren. They're not understanding his predicament. He's mute albino. He will move on. He's catatonic. He will move when prompted, but that can have very serious consequences. And Seth, or maybe it's Kendra, I'm not 100% sure, asks Dale, like, how long have you been looking for a cure? And Dale's like, since it happened, like, I keep looking. And Seth asks, what are you going to do? Or when are you going to give up? Or what are you going to do when you can't find any way to heal him? And Dale responds with, I'll never know that day has come because I'll never stop trying.
Yes. Oh, I was sure you were gonna put this one in. I knew it. It's such a great quote. Dale is such a good brother.
Such a good brother.
For the little screen time that he has, he does a lot in book 1 and book 2.
He really, really does. And after that, like, his influence starts to get phased out because we have a monster cast at this point.
You also have Warren, who's the more involved
Brother.
adventure brother.
Yeah, and we start leaving Fablehaven, and all of our adventures now taking place outside of the preserve. Because only really Fablehaven 1 and 2 take place, adventure-wise, almost exclusively on Fablehaven Preserve. All the others have little adventures outside. And Dale is still present in most of the books, with the exception of book 5.
Yeah.
But this is, I think, one of his biggest, like, times to shine. Like, he will never stop trying to help his brother because that's not who he is. He will never give up, never surrender, because he loves his brother too much to even consider that. And even at the end of this book, when his legs are literally broken, he was mauled by a hobgoblin.
Yeah, I think so.
And he is so preoccupied with the fact that his brother is better, his brother is healed, that he can barely allow Kendra to heal him because he's so busy embracing his brother out of pure joy. Ugh!
I love that.
I love it so much.
I love that your second to last one was Dale. Mm-hmm. Because so is mine.
Please tell me! Please
Look
tell
at
me!
this!
I'm shook!
So
Please.
Dale's screen time has doubled. All right.
Second the best.
It's actually a quote that I mentioned last episode, but it's so good that I just had to include it again. And it's from book 1, when Seth is trying to convince Dale to let him look out the window on Midsummer Night's.
I know what this is, and I love it.
Midsummer Night. And Dale says, smart people learn from their mistakes, but the really sharp ones learn from the mistakes of others. And that's just such a banger quote from Dale that I just was like, I have to include this.
That's amazing.
It's so good.
That's perfection.
So I'm glad we could give our salute to Dale with these two quotes, and that they just happen to be next to each other in our
rankings.
reading.
Yeah, how did that happen? Oh,
All
man.
right. There's
Man,
one
that's
quote.
great.
Yes.
Wait. I honestly wonder, did we do the same one?
If you don't have this one,
Okay, hang on. I'll say the I'll say the book. You say the chapter. Okay? Book 3.
chapter 18.
Yes! Yes!
Of course, this isn't this is the one that I knew we would both have.
Because you have to, and of course it's our number 1.
All right, let's say it on 3. 1, 2, 3. When jumping is the sole option, you jump.
And
Try to make it work. High five.
Yes! Ooh, that was good. That would stop. Oh, man.
Oh.
Ooh, my head's gonna be red for a second after that.
Well, I played volleyball, so I did give high fives.
I was committed to that one. I was like, we going for it, because that was...
I was hoping that
awesome.
would be our last one. The whole time I was like, she has to have that. Mm-hmm. She has to have that. And I was like, that has to be the last one.
And I realized that was my last one, and I just looked over at you, and I was like, you haven't really had a good, like, a main patent quote. This has gotta be it. You had to have been saving it. And I was
saving it. Yeah, I was saving it.
Oh, man. When jumping is the sole option, you jump.
It's iconic.
It really is.
It is the iconic quote of Patton. And it's such an iconic quote of Fablehaven that we both love so much.
Yes.
And we've talked about it a lot. So that was the one quote I, without a doubt, knew that we would have the same.
Yeah.
And if you didn't have it, I was like, I don't know her.
No, you should have been like, stink bulb! Stink bulb!
Stink bulb! I'm in danger. Like,
You have her memories, but you are not her! Because, I would have to be crazy to not include that one with how much we both love it. Because, really, it's not even just the embodiment of Patton, it's also the embodiment of both Seth and Kendra's characters.
It is the motto that they all live by.
It really
and it was
is.
started by Patton.
Of course it was.
And it just goes down through the generations. Mm-hmm. And it's, like you said, like, it's just their embodiment of, like, Patton, Kendra, Seth, Warren. Even when, like, Grandma and Grandpa, when they have to, like, they will do things.
They will
like,
throw down.
They will do it. Like, it is the philosophy of
perseverance.
Like, perseverance of everyone in the series. And it is why they are able to succeed. Because they're not willing to give up.
Mm-hmm. And even when they are left with a insurmountable task that they may die doing, like jumping off of a roof into a tree to escape a terrible evil that is coming up the stairs behind you, you're gonna jump. Because that's all you can do, and you can just hope for the best.
Just jump and make it work.
Make it work.
And they do. Over and over and over again. Oh, I love it.
It's amazing. It is the epitome of this entire series.
Yes.
Which is, of course, why it had to be number 1 for both of us.
Yes.
So maybe we don't need a poll on YouTube because this should win hands down no matter what.
I would actually be super interested to know from all of you guys out there what your favorite quotes, or just number 1 favorite quote or whatever, is from Fablehaven. Mm-hmm. Did we say your favorite quotes? Do you have one that we missed that you were like, I can't believe you guys forgot about this quote or didn't do it? I had like 20 quotes in the beginning and I had to cut it down to 13. So
like in all likelihood, we probably did have one year. Like I had a few that I wasn't able to fit in. Yeah. Like there was like there were a few between like Patton and Lena that I really wanted to.
I thought you were gonna do the one when Patton and Lena are together right after Lena gets out of the pond.
It was on the list.
I thought it would be. I was like, Jessica will have this one.
It narrowly got beaten out because I wanted to have like the duality between, because it was on the honorary mentions list. Yeah. And then I had to move some things around, and I wanted to show the duality between the Seth and the Kendra moments of them just like pushing through and like showing them in their highlights. I would have left the
great.
pond for 3 minutes. Ugh, so good.
Yep.
Where's a man like that for me?
Ben.
I want that love. But
All right.
it was just, yeah, I think we should do a poll, though. We can do a couple of our favorites. I think we can do Jumping as the Sole Option. We can do Sunrise at Our Backs. And Seth, Can I Borrow Your Sword, maybe?
Yeah.
And have an other section as well. And just see what happens.
Yeah, I'm super interested to know what your guys' favorite quotes are.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. Please comment. Leave.
And it doesn't have to be serious.
yeah.
Like, I did a few really funny quotes, because what is Fablehaven without humor? Like,
It's a Fablehaven without Warren and Seth.
yes.
And that's not fun at all. Or interesting, or survivable.
Yeah. True.
And
All
so,
right.
yes, please let us know below in any comments, or email us, please.
Yeah.
Tell us your favorites.
So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It was fun.
Shorter
to
than
do.
usual.
Yeah, no, thank goodness. I'm kind of sick of the 3-hour episodes. This one's what, like an hour or something?
Right now, recording wise, we have we're at an hour and 15 minutes, and let's be honest, it'll probably shave down to
Yes.
an hour.
Music to my ears. It is so much easier to edit when it's shorter. I don't mind doing long ones.
Mm-hmm.
I think our most listened to episode somehow was like our longest episode.
Yes, the
I
one
don't
where
know how
Jessica
that-
and Megan won't shut up.
Yeah, it's literally called The One Where We Won't Shut Up, which is great. But
It was the perfect
Let us know
epitome
if
of what
you
that
guys
episode
want
was.
a more variety of like shorter and longer episodes.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting ready to get into Beyonders and do our
Yes.
commentary on that. So since like we're starting a new book, it'll probably be some shorter episodes.
If we follow the pattern
But-
from Fablehaven, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, let us know what else you want to see from us. This episode came because of the poll we had on our YouTube channel asking what you guys wanted to see from us, and this was one of the ones that won, so that's why we did it. We have a few more coming for that. Don't worry, we'll get to them all.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us for this episode. We obviously had a lot of fun with
We had
this
a good
one.
time.
It was a nice
I'm happy
change of
with this.
pace. And like I was a little worried. I was like, is my list gonna be good? Is it gonna come together? It was a little last minute for me just because I don't have as easy access to the books. I don't have physical copies with me 100% of the time. But I think it turned out really well.
Can I just say, I'm shocked the only one we had in common was
Yeah.
when jumping's the sole option, you jump. I actually can't believe that we didn't have another one in common.
Yeah,
We
honestly,
did not plan this, guys.
No.
We did not tell each other in advance
Not whatsoever.
which quotes we were doing. So
And
we had, out of the 26 possible unique quotes, we had 25. Because we had the 10 and then the 3 honorable mentions. So
and that is crazy to me.
that's
honestly.
actually crazy.
And I think it worked out really well. We had a very nice spread. Like, you provided some very good levity and, like, some joking ones, which were awesome. I had some of the more, like,
You had some good iconic ones.
iconic moments. You had some great speeches. Together,
Yeah.
I think it was a very nice spread. And
was
I
good.
think you guys are going to be happy with this. So,
Alright.
let us know how you
Hope you
feel.
enjoyed.
Feel free to send us a email as well at knightsofthedawnpodcast@gmail.com. We will be absolutely thrilled to hear from you guys and see what you thought about this little quick episode. But for now, please just make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, as well as we have recently launched a Instagram page for this podcast. So,
And a TikTok.
and a TikTok. So do not forget to go and find those. We will be posting reels and maybe reposting some shorts.
Yeah,
that
you
we
can
did
find
on
us
YouTube.
at Knights of the Dawn Podcast on both Instagram and TikTok.
Yes, thank goodness it wasn't taken.
Yeah.
But yeah, we should get the royalties at this point. But
No.
yes. But again, stay tuned, and we will be back soon for Beyonders. So, looking forward to that. But until then, I'm Jessica.
And I'm Megan.
See you next time.
See ya!